So our old intern is in the news again.
Oh yeah, not like him.
Yeah, so he said our boy Kylian Mbappe was interviewed about his famous penalty miss that we've talked about.
Oh, the infamous penalty
a
miss.
lot. He said, "What happened to me this summer helped shape me. Take the decisive penalty and miss it, and then a failed transfer. It tests your mind, your limits. I answered in the best possible way. It strengthened me."
Nice.
What do you think? Do you think it strengthened him? Because I've heard him nothing but moan, and didn't he miss another penalty since?
He did miss another penalty, and that was to deny Messi a hat-trick. Not to deny Messi a hat-trick. It's it's office politics. He pissing off the new guy and stuff. But he was upset about the a failed transfer. Weird that it's like so openly
Public,
I tried to leave.
Yeah, they wouldn't let me.
And it didn't work out, and I'm here. I'm trying to recover.
And look, I'm banging in goals now, so I'm better. I'll definitely get the transfer next year.
And you had Josh Koundé, not Josh.
Jules Koundé.
Jules Koundé,
who said, "Did my my failed move to Chelsea affect me?" Yes,
absolutely,
yeah, big time.
And of course, Kane said the same thing as well. It was failed transfer, a lot of nonsense over the summer, but I think I dealt with it well.
Literally dealt with it the worst of those three players.
Maybe he means that he doesn't want to kill himself.
Yeah, he didn't top himself, so that's good.
But actually dealing with the stuff, I can't agree with that one. I think he handled it pretty poorly.
I think he's literally famously handled it the worst I think anyone ever has handled a failed transfer move.
Well, to be fair, maybe he handled it well. The person who didn't handle it well was his brother,
his
Charlie
agent
Kane.
and PR.
Yeah, to sell his motorbike.
I'm ruined.
He had to sell the office bike.
They're coming to pull my tracks up off the floor.
Yeah, I had 2 more payments on those tracks. Oh God, yeah. That's what a good intro.
Yeah. So efficient.
Yeah, that's another thing. We just pretend to be friends. Like, I'm going home. Yeah. Edit that, for fuck's sake. We're all day on it, yeah? You fuck off. I can post once your life.
Honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before. Nonsense. Talking nonsense. Why should we accept somebody talking nonsense? Like, what would you say? Just why are you talking nonsense about us? Why are you talking rubbish?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast with Cathal and Will. We are back again for another successful international break.
Yeah.
Will, first things first, how did you enjoy your time off?
Yeah, we should talk about the last episode. Actually, I forgot about it.
I would say one of your best performances.
Literally the most disorientating things I've ever. For one, 2 things I thought. Because first of all, you didn't inform me you're doing that.
No.
So I found out as I heard it, which was, I felt like I was going crazy.
Well, I text you and I was like, "Can you send me that audio? I think I can fix this."
I think I've thought. I was like, "Oh, he must be like new software." No, he's insane.
You were so trusting, like, "Oh yeah, sure," as if I could fix that. I mean, what in our relationship would lead to be that I would have the skills to fix something audio based that you couldn't? I don't know, but you're like, "Yeah, give it a go, man," and it took ages.
Yeah, I could imagine.
It took so long, and I've never had less time.
There's 2 things I know. One was at the start, you're like, "I think I might do a voice," and you're like, "No, I won't," and you immediately do a voice.
Yeah,
like instantly. And then the other thing I did notice, which I do like, is you said it was like a turning point in the podcast. I agree. I think that was the point where we're like, "Fuck this, let's do whatever we want."
Yeah, I think because we've talked about different podcasts we've listened to over the years, and just like one episode was bad and we just stopped listening to that episode and then never went back. That might be our one.
Yeah.
If you're back for this one,
fair fucks to you.
I don't know what you see in us, but thank you for being back.
Well, I will say I've never seen that done before.
Yeah, it's new.
It's definitely new. It's elaborate.
We're breaking all the rules here.
The strict rules that are there for reasons.
Yeah, the rules of broadcasting and podcasting out the window. When we're in the room together,
or not in the room together.
Yeah, no, that was tough to do, tough to edit, and the payoff.
To listen to.
At the time, Jesus Christ, the time. Took me all week to do that, basically. But yeah, look, we're back now in the office, and we have like a hybrid approach here. Like once a week we're Zoom, the other week, we're back at the top of the Foundry, the tallest podcasting point in Cartown, as you all know. That's where we podcast from.
In our tent.
We're suspended here at the top of the tower. But look, more good news, more progress for Ireland, as we had 2 international games. 2 successful, 4 points.
Yep. And one was against Portugal.
One against Portugal at home. First game in the Aviva with all the fans there. And immediately started booing Ronaldo.
Yeah, that's what we're back.
What did you make of that? What that was weird.
I think it's because he's a United player now. So, I mean, when he was at, like...
Okay, I
bear with me.
All the United Irish fans I can think of, but go on.
Yeah, but they're doing shit as well.
Yeah, but they don't boo Ollie. Not going to boo Ronaldo.
Yeah, but it's different. If it's all things go out the window in the Ireland jersey. Like we've said before, remember after the first Portugal game?
Yeah.
We hated Ronaldo.
We did, yeah.
Remember he was like, get off me, you don't know. And
yeah, he did kind of be
being pally with the ref, remember all that stuff?
Oh, fuck yeah. The ref loving I got to give you a card here, mate.
Yeah, so I think it was a combo of that and just he's in front of people's face. It's not just the Twitter highlights anymore. Now he's back either not performing for your team or he's scoring goals against your team in the league.
I just thought it was weird to see because like sometimes like when
they wouldn't boo Messi.
If there's a big play, like say if Tadic in Serbia, like if he does like a bad tackle or he complains to the ref, then he gets booed for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Any player really. Like Ronaldo just like straight away because it's Ronaldo got on the ball.
Yeah.
And like we give him obviously extra attention because he's the danger man. But like just boo, 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 boo.
A risky move as well for a man who
loves that.
Yeah. He's spurred on by the haters.
But you know what I heard? What apparently in the Aviva is that they were allowed to drink in the seats.
Oh.
Because they didn't want people congregating around the pubs.
So yeah, well then you're going to boo everything.
So people were like, it was booze powered.
Yeah, and as well you're going to be definitely drinking before. You're going to be in the pub all day.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the match, and then they're like, "Oh, you can drink watching the game this time." You're gonna get, you're gonna be like, amazing.
You can
drink. I'm getting 5 points.
There's Ronaldo. Everybody,
go on, get his shirt off him.
Well, that's it. In the end, after all the booing and the victorious 0-0 draw we had, the girl runs on, and she's got getting escorted off the pitch. She doesn't make it to Ronaldo.
Yeah, of course.
Fair play to the shorts.
Yeah. Stopped her.
The guy who ran on previous, the male adult who ran on for some reason, I'm sure to get Ronaldo's jersey.
Probably because they were allowed drinks watching the game.
But by the end, then she was getting escorted off, like past Ronaldo, and she was like calling out to him. And I mean, fuck, it must be shit being Ronaldo sometimes. Sometimes, like I know it's hard to feel sorry for a footballer because like they're so rich and they get to do what they love, and like but like that kind of stuff, like
that it seems to happen a lot to him. Yeah,
like if someone got on the pitch, if so, you can see someone getting on the pitch,
just coming towards
you know it's you. They're not running on for Bruno Hernandez or anybody else. Like it's always going to be you. They're always going to want your jersey. I just like he has to be like it was he wasn't fazed by it at all. Like I suppose you want the jerseys, But he did that, and then all the crowd starts cheering at the end, and like he's won the crowd over. The pantomime villain has won the crowd over, like. And
it's funny because that's like a lovely story, but you know, in Ronaldo's head, he was like, "Fuck me! What a disaster of a night! Like I fucking drew. This is bullshit."
Yeah,
and everyone else is like,
hashtag classy touch.
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, I mean, he had the best chances in the game. Yeah. Like obviously, we knew he was going to have chances. That's why he is so great. Is that like he's a danger man.
Yeah,
you got Duffy on there, get him the fucking
choke slam
in midair. Coleman was like had a good few duels with him, like and he got the better. Like he is a danger man, but like the just ball kept coming to him. Like with that one that we saw there, the first half of Coleman like diving across. I was like, that felt like a goal.
Yeah, for sure.
Like and at the header, the free header, he actually jumped too high.
Yeah, he was too athletic. Yeah.
And there was too many either side of him. I mean, like you can't stop him. Yeah, obviously he didn't score, but like it was more just like luck.
Yeah,
like we have been very unlucky in this campaign, and that was like we were lucky.
Yeah.
Except for the disallowed goal. Did you see the disallowed goal? Do you remember that?
I can't remember.
There was like the goalie came out, and I think it was McGrath maybe who was standing under him.
Oh yeah.
And he kind of flapped at it, and then as goalies do, they go, "I've been hit."
yeah.
And of course, it's a free out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they're a protected species, the goalies.
Yeah.
You know, and like when you saw it, you're like, yeah, well, of course, you can't touch the goalie. But when you see the replay, it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
We had a goal this loud. Like,
Yeah.
so maybe a little bit of unlucky there again, but like, in comparison to the luck he had against them in the first game,
Yeah.
you know, we were
robbed in that game.
robbed in that game.
Yeah.
And this felt like maybe it was going to be another one where it's like, oh, we're going to lose this
Yeah.
game again and be denied a goal. Like just one of the many injustices against this Irish team under Kenny. But yeah, we held on for the draw. Yeah, I mean, the defining moment is Duffy and the chokes on.
That sums it up. Yeah.
That picture was going around. It's like, Jesus, like that is.
There's no like finesse or there's no it's like just a bad moment. Like he had his hands on his throat.
Yeah. And we played well in the game. Like we did like all the stuff that Kane said at the start of the campaign. You know, we're going to control the ball. We're actually going to get on the ball. And it was like, oh yeah, we'll see this. And then of course there's a very rough start to that.
Yeah.
That was the first time. It was like Portugal are decent. Now they were resting like Diaz and a few others like Cancelo because they were waiting for that Serbia game, which we'll get onto in a bit. But you know, we were pretty decent. Like it was that kind of this is Kenny ball. Like I know we said that all the times joking. Yeah. Like that was like, all right, I do. That is better to watch.
Yeah, we weren't. Yeah, we didn't have 10 goalies and lumping it up to whoever the biggest lad in the team is.
Yeah, and like I say before, like it doesn't mean that we can't do that.
Yeah,
you know, we can just like having the ability to actually control the ball and the pressing was unbelievable. Like we pressed really high, and our best chances were from turnovers. Like it was really.
I've never imagine saying that for any Ireland team.
Yeah, we would turn them over and getting chances. Like I mean, it was like a real leap in terms of the Kenny project. Like the rest of me, like that was better than the last game. This was so much better. Yeah, against was Ronaldo, was top players. I mean Pepe, obviously. Oh God, Pepe.
It really wasn't his fault this time. It was just
2 yellows, red. I mean, it was like his reputation did precede him. Yeah, as you said. So,
I mean, if you're the ref and you're a bit away, you see a player go down beside Pepe, and he's hit him. He's punched him in the head or something.
I mean, he was holding the ball up in the corner, kind of, and then.
I mean, and even after he was like smiling at the ref and shaking his finger. Which is just like that. Like I've seen that before from you.
Yeah, I've seen a lot worse than Pepe. That's the thing. Like it was like Robinson did go down in the way that you do when you try to get somebody sent off. Yeah. And it looked in real time, and he was like calling for the VAR. Is VAR in the internationals? I think it is. I don't
know. It's very rare.
They were checking games tonight. They were checking.
Yeah.
He was asking VAR. The ref said, "Nah, man."
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to do that. Like, you can't say like I didn't hit him. Look at the screen.
Check
you can't
say
that.
Yeah, there's not like a hawker you can check the tennis. It's like no man, I think I know what happened there.
Yeah, I'm overruled.
You for no reason lashed out at Cam Robinson in a 0-0 to get sent
Don't
off.
act like you don't do this, Pepe.
Well, that's the thing. He does do this. I was like, well, logically you wouldn't, but you are Pepe. So I don't know where you stand on. Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of the end of the game for them. They weren't going to win that. But I mean, they played a weaker enough team. They didn't play, like, say, a few players still had Ronaldo and the likes. But I mean, I guess if I thought they could beat us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was the case the first time. I remember they didn't really play a midfield. They just kind of played all their, like, star players. Like, we don't need an actual good team. Put fucking Bernardo Silva in the middle. Who cares?
Yeah,
it's Ireland. And
they had just Paulinho and not Ronaldo. They had rested Renato Sanchez and Bruno Neves, Ruben Neves, like holding midfielders, like nah, just play the one.
Just play the one, and then all the goal scores, like they won't stop.
So I guess they probably did underestimate us a little bit. Like you think back to like the Richard Dunn versus Russia one. Yeah, like it wasn't like obviously it was 0-0, and Duffy did play really well, and it was a good defensive.
It wasn't that though,
but it was better than that. Yeah, there was actual kind of like, okay, this is working. Yeah.
It wasn't like, phew, we got a 0-0. Like, we could have won that game.
We could have won it. Yeah, this
and we weren't robbed either. Like, it was just we played well enough to win it. We didn't. That's it. Yeah. It's a lovely change.
And I suppose the other thing then from that game was Liam Brady in commentary. Or not commentary, afterwards. It was him and Richie Sadler. Rich Sadler was doing the Gary Neville. First things, how long do you want the contract for? How much you want? Like give him the whole give him the job now. Kenny's at the wheel, if you will.
Yeah.
And Liam Brady was like, yeah, well, I guess that was good, but I mean, really, third in the group.
Didn't win.
I do see from both sides, like, it's kind of like we were saying about Arsenal and Tottenham, was like the trajectory of it is,
exactly.
is as important as where it is. But like, if you look back and go, you know, we're nowhere near qualifying.
Yeah.
We lost games against Luxemburg, drew against Azerbaijan. You know, we're given the contract on that.
Yeah.
So I guess you look at on the whole tournament, and we weren't ever really close to qualifying. But I do think the last couple of games, and obviously we'll go on to the Luxembourg game as well, which we won in the end. Yeah. And the young players coming through.
Yeah, and I mean, like, they're all making a big difference. And it's all lads who wouldn't have had a chance. Who wouldn't have sniffed at a game like before, because you're not going to play Ogbene. He's not 7 foot tall.
Yeah. Ogbene had a great game against Portugal. But yeah, the next game was Luxembourg. That was Sunday night, this evening. We watched that game. Luxembourg probably could have won that game.
Yeah, and they were bad.
They were bad. But this is, again, the luck, you know. Yeah. I'm talking about luck.
Yeah.
We were lucky against Luxembourg. We were unlucky in previous games. Like the Azerbaijan goal, that was just unlucky. Yeah. You know, it can happen. Like they can, anybody can score a screen, but they are professional footballers, let's not forget. So this game, I think it was Rodriguez, the forward who plays Champions League. That everybody keeps mentioning. He had a chance where Bazunu was out of the goal. He just could have kicked it too early.
Yeah.
That could have been a goal.
For sure. Bazunu had that ridiculous save.
Yeah, Bazunu had a great save, like an unbelievable save. Most people wouldn't save it.
Yeah, it's a deflection as well, a big deflection that he finger-tipped away.
They had a goal disallowed, which was kind of Duffy got fouled in the build-up. Again, it's one of those ones that you do see.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's a soft
You'd be raging if it was against us.
Yeah, if it was the other way around, you'd be like, that's annoying.
Yeah.
You know, but it wasn't like clear. But they did, like, it's, if we're going to say the Portugal one should have counted, then I think this should have counted. So at least it's consistent. At least none of them counted. But unlucky for them, lucky for us.
Yeah.
But I don't like coming on.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Yeah.
And that's more like, you know, we had him injured because of an incident that happened at the now defunct Derby County.
Yeah.
You know, so bizarre that his manager, Wayne Rooney,
who was going through a tough week, he just went flying in for a tackle for some reason.
And he took 2 foot, you know, clearly one of our better players.
Yeah.
So he came on and really was better than Hendrick in the middle, initially. And Hendrick was playing also, but he was just, he really did change it. Yeah. Ogbene was good. His first touch, probably a little bit of work.
Yeah.
But like I think
everything after the first touch is generally good. Though.
Yeah. So, you know, he came on and then we kind of, well, Duffy with the header. Again, the goalie was bad for them.
Very
he was a bad player.
Yeah. I mean, right before the goal, was it Glenn Whelan coming down? Who was
no, I think it was Kelly.
Was it Kelly? Yeah.
No.
The commentator, anyway.
The co-commentator.
Co-commentator.
Co-com.
Co-com. Right before the goal, literally, just before the free kick was taken in.
Ronnie Whelan.
Ronnie Whelan, yeah.
Because he was getting frazzled. He couldn't get a word in.
Because just before the goal, he literally was like, I'd be putting this right at that keeper.
Yeah.
And that's what they did, and it went straight in.
Yeah, it took a slight deflection, and it was reminiscent of Peter Cech's first game for Arsenal, where he was completely, like, armed outstretched, ball miles past him. Like, where's the ball? He was so far off.
He was so focused on punching the ball away, he forgot to see where the ball was.
Like, the ball's going to be there, I know it. Nothing can change that.
It was like that keeper had a magnet to the ball. He just ran directly towards it so much times. And then Ireland just passed it by him.
So I think it was nice. I remember it was called in for the second goal that Robinson scored. He just, like, passed right back across. The goalie had just ran, made a beeline for the ball. Open goal. Robinson has never scored an easier goal, I'd say. And the third goal was Ogbene, and again the keeper just completely got sold. Like the centre back was in the middle of the goal on his own. The goal was nowhere to be found. Like, so they were bad, and it did take kind of a substitution coming on. But again, that could have been 2-0 maybe.
Yeah,
2-0. Downlight comes on. They've shut up shop.
Yeah,
we lose again, and then like, oh, is Kenny the man for us?
So yeah, exactly.
It changed very quickly.
We'd said before on this that ending strong is so much more. Like if we had won our first 4 games and then fucked all the rest of them, you'd be like, Kenny's not the man. Like, but it's just like you said, it's the trajectory. It looks good for the next game.
Start from the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we're here in third place in the group. And that's, if we're going to look at the whole thing, it's like, yeah, well, we wouldn't have thought that we would have got anything off Portugal.
Yeah.
And we did.
Mm-hmm.
We got a point. But like that's what you'd expect. Yeah, you lose in Portugal, might get drawn home.
Yeah.
Serbia, people probably don't respect enough.
Yeah.
Because they're saying, oh, I saw Mitrovic playing for Fulham when he was shy.
Yeah.
And Newcastle.
But like even Mitrovic is scoring like fucking
he's
15 goals for Fulham. Like,
I think he's top scorer of the qualification for this.
Yeah.
He would walk into our team and make us infinitely better. Yeah. Like Tadic, you don't see him playing in the Premier League anymore. But like, they have an all round, and the players that I don't know and people don't know, and they've been playing together longer. Like, we're a very young team. Like, Serbia are good. The takeaway is Serbia are good, and they beat Portugal tonight.
Yeah.
Portugal rested players against us because I thought they might get us, which seems bizarre now because they're on level points going into play Serbia. If they'd beaten us 3 points, now Serbia have to win.
Is the Portugal manager very bad, or what's going on?
I don't know.
Because we've
Ronaldo.
Yeah.
That's what I hear, that Ronaldo's the...
Because, I mean, since the Euros, it's like every time we talk about Portugal, we're like, that was weird, wasn't it? That seemed bad.
No, like, if they'd beaten us, then, like I say, Serbia have to go out and win. Portugal can sit back, hit them on the counter, with Ronaldo.
Yeah.
But, they drew with us, and then... Well, actually, no, they drew with us, so they got 1 point, so I guess they were a point behind.
Yeah.
So a win would have got them 2 points. Yeah, well, they still would need to win.
Yeah, they still need to win.
So yeah, I don't know, bizarre by them. But this thing, like, so we finished behind Serbia and Portugal, which at the start, again, if you just pretend that none of that other stuff happened, it's fine. But we finished on 9 points, on level with Luxemburg. They finished on 17 and 20 points respectively, Serbia and Portugal. So we're miles off.
Yeah.
3 wins more we would have needed. So we would need to beat Luxemburg.
Yeah.
Which means 3 more points. We would have got 2 more points against Azerbaijan, which we drew with. Yeah, we drew with them.
Yeah, drew.
That's 5 extra points. That still brings us up to 14.
You still have to get points off Serbia. Like, you have to get points off everyone.
You have to get points off Serbia. I think we got 0 points off Serbia.
Yeah.
So now people would have said, oh yeah, sure, we might get a win against Serbia at home. We could have, maybe, if it wasn't for Travers.
Someone.
Sorry, Travers.
If a certain other keeper came in 1 game earlier.
I think that Kelleher was injured for that game and we had to play Travers.
It's mental to think that they were like Bazunu or Travers, and go with Travers.
He's 19.
Knowing what we know
You're
now.
19. Shut your face. That's what I said to him. As Travers told how many eggs there was per player. I don't know. Like, you think back to the start of this campaign, we had Alan Brown was like the shining light.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's the guy in the middle.
Seems like years
ago. Seems so long ago. Yeah. So there has been a lot of progress, a lot of changes throughout the campaign. Like, we didn't go into this, like, say, I look at someone like England, obviously, who got to the final.
Yeah.
Throughout this campaign, like, they know generally who their starting team is. And then when someone like Reece James is playing well, and by that I mean scoring goal after goal in the Premier League, I think it might bring him in. But being said and being not knowing who's going to be in goal, who's the best goalie we have. Like, we didn't know about Bazunu this time last year. Nobody did. He was somebody who played for Man City or didn't play for Man City, more importantly. The likes of Ogbene, Adamida, Troy Parrott's been kind of left behind a little bit because of all these players coming through. Darryl Knight. So I mean, there's good things from it, but at the same stage, like, we weren't really close. Yeah. It's more now we have the Nations League or the League of Nations.
Whatever you prefer.
Whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. We're the only podcast around that will talk about it. So basically, whatever we call it is right.
We've confirmed, again, I've never heard a word about the final ever since, apart from us. No, not from like a person in real life.
Did you watch the UEFA Nations League final the other night? Never heard that phrase in my life. Did you see the UEFA Nations League draw? You didn't.
I mean, it was...
Who's shown the UEFA Nations League draw?
Could you switch it over there to the match? What match? France are playing Spain in an international final. I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
The World Cup's next year, pal.
We just had the Euros, man. It's over. What, you listen to No Nonsense podcast? They cover the whole thing.
Called it by himself sometimes.
So I mean, what was I saying?
We were saying it's looking good for the Nations League, I think.
Yeah, well, so this thing now, like, we finished that that qualifying campaign. Obviously unsuccessful.
Yeah.
On paper, we finished third. We thought we would finish third, hoped to finish second, but it was always a long shot.
Yeah.
But now we have the Nations League. We do have more of a settled squad, you'd say.
Yeah. Definitely a more exciting squad.
More exciting squad. The back three, the wing backs, the win backs, as I like to call it. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's playing this way. It's the way forward. We definitely tweaked that a bit. We've got better at that. So now you go into the next one. I think it's March. It starts the Nations League. So the kind of excuses. It's hard to say excuses, but like the issues we had of like not knowing who our team was, not being settled. Hopefully that's gone now, and we can really see. All right, can we go on to the next level and compete? And geez, like we get to an international final in the Nations League. I know again it's a thing no one cares about, but like that's what we should be aiming at. We're like Division 4 of it or whatever,
something like that. Yeah.
So we're around teams that are our level. So
that's the whole point. You're always surrounded by your own level.
So that's what we should be aiming for. We should aim to get that, and if we get that, I think we qualify for the next Euros.
I think it helps you to qualify something like that.
Yeah. So that's the next thing for us. He will get it because we're not going to get Zidane, right? Conte's gone to Tottenham, so he's out. Maybe Steve Bruce available, but I think he's probably retired.
Yeah, well,
for fear of being called cabbage head again and this time entire country.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kenny's here to stay. I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I think so. He definitely won me over the course of it.
Yeah.
I was on the rocks there for a while.
Oh, definitely. I think everyone was. Everyone was. And like I say now, it's the next one will be the real kind of. The first one was kind of like your 6-month probation or work. Yeah. He's past that, but like now you're a real.
Yeah. Now you actually work here.
Now you actually work here. If any more mistakes, it's like all right, like you should learn that by now.
Like, we can take missing the Qatar World Cup. That's a bit weird anyway. But I'm not missing the Euros.
No, you gotta qualify. If you do this new young team playing Kenny ball, you gotta qualify. It has to turn into results and qualification. So that's the next step.
Making the team likable is a big thing as well. Like we definitely were not that for a long time.
No, I do likes like Bene.
Yeah,
I love Troy Parrott.
We
love Troy Parrott.
Die for Troy Parrott.
I would have run through a brick wall for Troy Parrott. Yeah. So no, it's good. It's definitely it's not successful, but it's hopeful. I guess.
Exactly.
In other news, obviously it was an international break for everyone.
Yeah.
England were playing against the mighty Albanians.
I mean, they just can't help themselves but I don't know. It seems like any time England play, even if they win, someone does something that just makes you go like, fuck.
Well, as you may know, a lot of that England team are in the worst form of their careers.
Because they got to the final and they lost crushingly and they're fucking wrecked from it.
And Harry Kane mentioned it in the pre-match commentary that he said, it was tough to kind of digest because a few weeks later you're back in the Premier League and it's
everyone hates me.
But particularly for him, but even like to Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire, like you've lost your first final ever, your country's first final since 1966. All this pressure, and then it's over. Your
brightest prospects missed all the penalties.
There's all the racial stuff, and like say, like you were back in work Monday.
Yeah,
you were back in the club, and you're trying to win the Premier League.
Yeah,
and like so they're all in bad form, but Harry Kane always steps up against teams outside the top.
Yeah, well, I'm sure England are already qualified as well.
I think they need 4 points to qualify. So now they need 1 more point in their last game. Harry Kane threw the hat trick. The last one was fucking sick.
I seen that.
It was really good. Harry Maguire, of course, scored the first one. Now he got a little bit carried away.
He couldn't help.
He got a free header, barreled his way through, like they were a bunch of Greek policemen.
Remember that? He got away with that.
He absolutely did. So he scores the goal, and he's running. He's on the roof.
You can't believe
now.
his look.
People come up to hug and celebrate with a teammate for scoring the first goal. He's brushing them away. He's making a beeline for the corner flag, and he cups his ears with his hands. Yeah. To say, let me hear you now, detractors.
What have you been saying about me over the last few weeks?
And then he runs, and then knee slides, and then puts his fingers in his ears.
Yeah, saying, psych.
Actually, no, I'm not listening to your...
I've changed my mind.
So of
Yeah,
course,
it seemed very ill thought out. He definitely was just doing whatever came into his head.
yes, it was on his mind. You know,
It was so on his mind. He did it twice in 2 different ways.
he's made how many apologies over the last while? He was definitely thinking about this. If I score, this will show them.
Yeah.
A goal against Albania, that'll show them.
Also, a goal, not a clean sheet.
Although that'd be funny at the end of the game after they win 5-0. He's like, yes. What now?
How many shots on target was that? I'd like him way more if he did that.
It's just people like, what's he talking about? When you score the goal, it's like, oh, he's talking about the goal he scored.
Yeah.
But this thing, obviously, he's going to get asked afterwards in the interview, which again, I'm here. He's happy to be here.
Yeah.
He wasn't there. He was happy to be there this time. Talk about how magnificent the performance was.
And the celebration, was that directed at a few critics?
No, it wasn't directed at no one. It was an e-slide. I obviously put my hands on my ears, but no, of course it's not. I'm a Manchester United captain. Of course I'm going to get criticism when the team isn't doing well. I fully expect that. But of course it's not directed at no one.
Nervous.
Siri says it's not directed at no one.
Yeah.
They might think that's just his accent, but maybe he's...
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. That was a man who did not think he was going to get called up on that.
Did not get asked on that, yeah.
And then he went,
no, it's not.
No one in particular. Definitely not any pundits.
Definitely not someone whose name rhymes with Shmoy Shmeen.
No, I'm United captain. I know I'm bad.
I know I'm bad. I mean, it was like, if you do
Just
it, you have to just say, yeah, that'll fucking show him.
Yeah.
You know,
I think I've got a bit of unfairly treated. Or even like if you think it's fairly treated, just be like, it's felt good to be able to maybe silence some doubters or whatever.
Just say, I've had like we're the PR guys. Just say something like, look, it's been a tough few weeks. No, but like, I just thought like, you're such like, the apologies are
coward.
The apologies is like, what we were saying before, they're so media aware, and then we found out that they had an actual media guy who's monitoring their social media engagements. Yeah,
seeing what the narrative is.
So I was so surprised that they are so sensitive to what people are saying about them. Yeah. But like, no one made you do that.
Yeah.
Like you did it the cupping of your ears, right?
Don't say it was just a knee slide. No, it wasn't.
Oh, you mean the knee slides? Yeah, not the knee slide part. Was that knee slide directed Roy Keane? Yeah, no, it was just weird that like he wasn't prepared to back it up. Like if you did it and he was like, I should have done that, fine. But like you've done it, so like you can't like, no, I wasn't directed at anybody. Then what was it about then?
Yeah,
who was it directed at then?
Like, it was just a cool celebration.
I just kind of, put the ears that like, what are you trying to? There's no way.
At least make up a lie. No, I have a friend with big ears.
My son was born and he has abnormally large ears. Like. What was it else?
He's also deaf.
That was for my deaf homies out there. I hear you. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. And so then another man who was asked about the celebration was, of course, Shmoy Shmeen.
Shmoy Shmeen, yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean...
Harry Maguire got the first goal. Very good header. And then what do we make of what happened afterwards, Roy?
You think he's obviously puts his hand to his ears. He's like shutting the critics up. But I think... that's embarrassing. He's been a disgrace the last few months for Man United. He thinks he scores, then he's going to shut his critics up. Embarrassing.
I literally take the piss last week saying, you just use Roy Keane for their show. And we literally have him in the theme song. I mean, we play him every week. We edit in bits of him every week. So you know what?
I never even thought of him being in the theme song.
Yeah, we are kind of hypocritical in that way. But look, it's like that thing of the...
We don't make money off it.
It's like that clip of The Simpsons. Like, you following my husband around. It's like, he's putting my kids through college. Like, he's endless entertainment. He never misses.
Yeah.
Ricky never misses with this
There's
stuff.
a reason they wind him up until he pops.
Yeah, because it works and it's always just fucking blockbuster.
I mean, we were even last week, we were saying like, we're sick of it and like it's so see-through. But then we were also like, that clip was amazing.
Yeah. No, I mean, what can you say? That's Roy Keane. That's what he does. What else then do we have? I mean, a lot of the big teams are qualifying now. Like Germany. Yep. Germany, I think, qualified. France qualified. North Macedonia also. If you remember their famous win against Germany, they're in that group. I think they qualified. Well, they're in second now. And
which we've learned.
Which we've learned. The podcast has learned that is now a qualifying position.
Yeah.
So you go a semi-final and a final qualifying round. So they got to win 2 more games, which was so bad for Portugal to not beat us because they're now in that same situation.
Yeah, because even like I didn't know that in our game, and I was like, there's nothing to play for. Like this will probably be a 0-0. Why would they bother? But then today, finding out like, oh no, this is a massive game.
Yeah, they lost a 19-minute winner to
Sorry.
Mitrovic of all people. You know who we're saying. So like, but I think a lot of the teams that have gone through, Italy, I think as well, have done pretty well in that group. I'm going to stop now because I'm guessing. That was the international stuff. Really, there was some Premier League developments. Stevie G, he's back.
He's back, baby.
He's back with Aston Villa.
Did you see the clip of him 2 weeks before being asked about does he want to leave Rangers?
No.
Oh,
I can guess though he was pretty coy on the question.
You just touched on speculation for Joe Aviva. There's been speculation around your own name this week, Stephen. What would you say to those linking you with a move away?
Do I look happy?
Very.
Do I look settled? Don't ask me silly questions then.
Wow.
2 weeks later, he's out of there.
Jesus.
I did see a lot of like Rangers fans retweeting that. Like, you fucking traitor. It's another amazing clip.
Beautiful.
Another amazing clip of it was just someone who would like. I'm guessing it was like a Celtic fan or something. It was like,
of course.
They're like, I wonder will Stevie comment on how weird it was at Rangers. Have a look at this clip of him on his first day, and he walks in. It's a clip of him like being shown in the stadium. You know the way they do that for Twitter and stuff. And he walks into the dressing room and he looks around and he's like looking at the smile on his face, and he looks up and he sees a portrait of the Queen on the wall, and it shows his face, and he is very clearly like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. Yeah, no, that's an amazing clip from Gerrard. Like, it's so aggressively lying.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like, literally, Aston Villa job came up and he's like, I'm out of here. Villa is free.
Well, this is the thing. Villa seemed like they only wanted Gerrard.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah, like, that's not a bad shout.
It's not a bad shout, but it makes you think, was there talks going on before Dean Smith lost his 4th and maybe 5th game? Maybe after
surely
3 games.
That's what a good club would do. So,
yeah.
I mean, 2 weeks ago, it hardly came up that quick.
Yeah, no, I think it was in the works and they were waiting for reason to say.
I would imagine that's why he was asked the question, because people are like, are you going to Villa? And he was like, do I look like I'm fucking going to Villa?
Do I look like I'm happy? You do not look like you're happy. You've never looked like you're happy.
You just asked me, do I look like I'm happy? That does not mean you are.
You've looked triumphant.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say happy. Yeah. So also then there was news. Well, speaking of Dean Smith, something I've never seen before is a manager getting sacked in the Premier League and then getting the next available Premier League job.
Immediately.
I've never seen that.
No.
Because usually you're a bad manager if you get sacked.
You fucked it. We don't want you.
And maybe you're not a bad manager. David Moyes, for example A, David Moyes. But like, not straight after. Because people are like, oh, well, he's obviously had a bad run there. He didn't want to break. But the Aston Villa sacking is weird. And now look, Dean Smith to Norwich. Good for Norwich, maybe. I don't know, Dean Smith.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if he gets them back up again next year, but...
Wait till next year then.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, don't be the guy who got them down.
Exactly.
Because you come in to save it, he's not going to save it.
And it's far enough away that it's not like, like they're already fucked, but it's far enough away still that in like 4 months' time, surely Norwich fans will be like, 20th loss in a row, Dean. Like, you didn't really steady the ship.
Like, it's early enough he could get sacked from that job. Like, Watford did it.
Yeah.
Watford that shit. Like, they would bring someone in and go, you're actually as bad as the last guy.
Get out of here.
So, I don't know. It's a weird one. I'd like to say I've never seen it like
so quick.
And they go to in the same league. You know,
it is a step down, though. Like, it is a clear step down.
It is. But even for himself, you think, I got to take some time off and reflect
take time off and then get, like, I don't know, the fucking... Wolves job or something.
I mean, I guess the time off to reflect on what happened is like, lost Jack Grealish, that was bad. Other than that, though, I mean, I did my best. Not really my fault after that.
Yeah, it couldn't have been me. I just got hired again.
It's like, well, I'll go for the next job. I mean, that's all the reflection you need. You know, there's nothing to kind of mull over. It's like, oh, what could I have done better? Well, I had no control over Jack Grealish, so that's it. So, yeah, I mean, and also, well, maybe interesting to some, Frank Lampard declared himself not looking for the Norwich job for fear he might be asked, I guess. Just so you know, I definitely don't want to go to Norwich and get relegated.
I mean, that literally would have been the end of his career, surely.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he didn't do very well with Derby in the Championship.
Yeah.
And that was a bit like I think Derby fans, I remember them online saying, because they had Mason Mount playing for them, and Tomori.
Tammy Abraham, Tomori, all these Chelsea players have gone on to be like, well, these are really good Premier League players.
And he's fucked it.
And he didn't get promoted with them.
He went from 6th to 6th and then lost in the playoff final after not playing. I think he didn't play a striker in the playoff final, and he had like 2 fit, and he's just like, no, I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah. No, the Derby one was kind of like, yeah, first managerial job, obviously there's things to work out.
Maybe he'll work at Chelsea.
Then he gets the Chelsea job, and it's like, oh, okay, well, we know what's happening there. I mean, they're going for the opposite of who was there for him? Sarri.
Yeah, they hated him.
Sarri was like totally opposite. Didn't play Kante sometimes.
And at the time, Ollie was doing okay, so they're like, "Hey, it worked there."
Yeah,
bit like the fans like him. So,
and we get sacked from there. It's like, well, that's not your fault. Everyone gets sacked from Chelsea.
He would no hope.
He's got to hit the next ones. I'll be very careful.
Yeah,
very,
the next
very
one
careful.
could be the last one.
It could be seriously damaging. So Norwich, I think, he's smart in that one. Not that I think he would have been asked, but it's good to put.
I mean, if whatever about getting relegated, and like Norwich's thing is they get relegated, they win the league. Right. If you don't win the league, then it's like, well, now what for us? Like, now we're trapped down here.
Yeah.
Probably lose players and stuff that would assume they'd be going back to the Premier League.
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely a good move for Frank. A good non-move, I guess.
I would bet Sky are raging. They were so close to Gerrard versus Lampard.
Oh, Gerrard Lampard. You can see the thing now. Yeah, you can see it now. Fucking
Neville and Carragher doing the analysis and stuff. Thank God.
Super Sunday, Villa versus Norwich. Yeah, they would have fucking made that happen. Yeah, and we'd have sat there and watched. We would have ate that up like the pigs that we are. God.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense. But listen, I've been on that road before. Nonsense. Talking nonsense. Why should we accept somebody talking nonsense? Like, what would you say? Just why are you talking nonsense about us? Why are you talking rubbish?